Welcome back to the Blissful Badger. How's everyone doing this Sunday? Alright, I've got some Reichland Flesh Shade here. And a model that's looking for a bath. And then I have a wet palette that needs a new paper. So we'll let that soak for a few. There we go. All right. Let's see. And wash brush. I didn't clean it very well, I think, from last time. Okay. All right. Let's do some Reichland Flesh Shade. I figure I'll get all of the inside parts before I put it back on the base, so that I don't have to try to reach in a weird shape and it still gets the wash. Because it would look weird if the inside of the cloak had a brighter look than the outside. Okay. There we go. All right. A little bit too much right here. A little too little right there. And now we're just gonna wait for the night quest ore to dry, and it'll be done, minus the base. Once the wash is dry, it'll be good. Alright. And now, for the Warblock Engineer. Yes, yes. Yes, 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 yes. Very excited. Okay, let's see. What color do I want his fur? May as well start with the light flesh on the tail. Okay. Well, since we decided that we're going to do denim for the whole Skaventide, might as well do that next. Might as well do the ones that take the least amount of thought first, right? Get going. Have that forward momentum. And it's nice because it blocks out the different sections a little bit. Makes it easier to see the details. It would be nice if they would announce what the new models are for Skaven. I have some ideas for kit bashes that currently don't have any rules, and I would like to know if I need to make a Vermin Doom or not, or any rat swarms, because I do still have those Plague Monk rats, and I think it would be fun to make those things, but I need to make sure that it works. Now, I'm pretty sure that the manifestation should still exist, but I have a very strong urge to wait until we see the Codex, well, the Battle Tome, because when 10th edition happened, even though the index showed certain Space Marines, they still discontinued them. So, I'm sure that the Skaventide box will be fine because it just came out. But there are models that I would like to see guaranteed to have rules before I start building them. because like the 10 sensor bearers and 10 gutter runners, I would like to be able to play that I don't have rules now. So at least a confirmation for one more edition would be nice. Hello, Tiny Fox. How's it going? Thank you. This is the pastel blue. And after I put the, what was it, the runic gray over it, it becomes a denim-like look. And we decided on a previous stream that all of the Skaventide rats are going to have blue denim clothing. So I know you haven't been around for the last couple of days, Angel of Death. Did you have fun on your hike? Is that supposed to be metal or fabric? I think that's supposed to be metal. I'll go over that again later. I'm doing alright. I was a little bit busy earlier today. Had to do a few things, but they got done, and I got to start an hour early today, so that's always fun to paint earlier, right? And as I mentioned in the Discord, because Julian asked a question, on Saturday, so the 27th, I plan on starting at noon Eastern and going as long as I can. I cleared out enough of the day that I'm going to try to get as many models painted as I can next Saturday. So I might work on everything other than clan rats until then and just do a clan rat day. That might be fun. I still have plenty of other models in this box to paint, so I might do that. Hey, Solvix. But yeah, I'm doing good, and I like the idea of as long as I can on Saturday. So, and I think that the clan rats are the right thing to try to do in that kind of a day, because if I batch them 10 at a time, I should be able to get through 20 or 30 of them in a day. And if I get to a point where I can't batch to completion, I should be able to do 10 to a certain point and then work on the next 10 to that point and then move on to the other ones. So kind of a semi-batch paint, whatchamacallit, manufacturing type thing, term. Staged painting? I don't know. But yeah, I think that'll be really fun, and that gives me this whole week to paint up all the other things. And I don't think I'll get all of it done in a week, but yeah, a marathon stream sounds, I don't know how long it'll be, but I figured I'd start at noon Eastern and go for however long. If possible, at least 8 hours. Yeah, that might work too. That gives me a little bit of time to rest my eyes, refocus, have food. But the idea is, if I can get 3 3-hour periods in the single day, even that could be quite a bit of clan rats. So I think that's going to be the goal. But yeah, I'm looking forward to that, and I still have another week of painting up until that point. Like I said, I did take 2 weeks off of most of my requirements so that I could paint as much as possible. And I plan on it. Like, if I can, I might even try to do 2 tomorrow. But I need to see what my day is first. No guarantees there. But yeah. But that's what I'm thinking. I'm looking forward to a big Saturday push to try to get as much done as possible. I think the Clan Rats is the right thing to attempt on a day like that. And it gives me today and 5 more days to work on a bunch of other Stormcast and like the Jezzails and stuff like that, and get me to a good point for when I have a few more requirements going on in my life outside of painting. So cool. Yeah, that's what I figured. I don't expect anyone to be here the whole time, but I figure it opens up all of Saturday, and who knows who might show up. And just gonna have some fun and try to paint lots and lots of rats. So I also wasn't expecting to get everything painted in 2 weeks, which, I mean, there's still so many different models in this box that I haven't worked on yet. I mean, even if I took those 40 off of the table, because I know that'll be for next Saturday, this makes 10. So I have 24 more to paint, plus 4 pieces of terrain. So it won't be done in 2 weeks' time. 2 weeks of building and painting, but that's okay. Having that many done will be cool. I mean, painting is fun. And being sick is not fun. So, let's see, what next? Next. What color should I paint this rat? He's not a gray seer, so I don't think I need to paint him gray. He's also not a gutter runner, so... albino? I can try that. I'm just trying to think how I want to paint him up. There's also not a whole lot of exposed skin and fur. Yep. Well, my gutter runners are a very dark brown / black. I actually put the Grim Black speed paint over this prime for them. Orange? This might take a minute. I mean, if he was a cat, I would be like, yeah, okay, Tabby sounds cool. And this is how long my that's a decent color. Yeah, something a little bit lighter. Yeah, okay. Let's see. Going for a lighter color, right? So I'm going to start by saying about amaranth red with cork brown and see if I can maybe get a mixture that'll work, because I want to go bright and add a little bit of red to it. This is a little bit on the orange side. So it's a little bit brighter than that in real life. Thanks, Elvix. Have a good one. So that's 2 parts cork brown and 1 part amaranth red. a lot of the orange is showing through, but I don't think that's bad. I will have to do 2 coats. At least. Yeah, there's not much of a rat showing through here to begin with. And if someone does get there first, you contact them and be like, hey, I'd like this, so when you're ready, can I get that next? Because I'm sure that a guaranteed sale is better than restocking whatever happens to be low. Yeah, there's not much of his fur showing. Alright, let's do a second coat. I mean, you can't sell something that you don't already have, right? Well, I mean, you can, but when you know something's gonna sell, it makes it easier to get ready. Yeah. Waiting for payday can be a pain. Okay. Not a whole lot of skin and fur, but it's there. Alright. And maybe I'll do one of the other Jazales in that color too. Actually, I am not going to paint this tonight as well, but I can do the skin tone at least. Since it's 3 drops of paint and I only put a tiny bit on the engineer, I might as well use it. So how did this Giselle end up on the painting table tonight? Like, I was painting up a character, and now here I am painting up one of the random Giselles. Yeah. Yep. Sneaky indeed. Or sneaky, yes, yes. Yeah, I suppose I could use this also on the big rattling gun thing as the driver. That could be cool. Back to the grind, huh? Yeah, I think the gunner will get this color. And then the other two Giselles will be a different color. Alright. Yes, yes. I guess I'm painting two models right now. Nice. Yeah, the small companies are really fun to solicit. You get something more unique and help keep people doing the things that they love. I don't have a problem with you being excited about your Famir. I've said it before, I'll say it again. Do not spend money you don't have on a hobby. If you have the money, spend as much as you want, but don't do anything stupid like a paycheck advance for that. uh, yeah. And see, that's another thing. Like, if you have the models to work on right now, you should be working on some models. uh, but yeah, I'm all for a huge pile of opportunity. All for it. So long as it's not taking away from the requirements in life. I mean, do you think I'm not window shopping? I mean, you've been out for the last couple of days, Angel of Death. I've been looking at a ton of models recently. I'm gonna get into another whole game system, probably, after I'm done building the Skaventide box. You know, because I need to do even more game systems. Whole game system where each box is about $25 to $30. And I could get as little as one or two of them, or as many as yes for the game. Like, the question is, because I've been eyeing all the different options, like, is it better off getting a whole bunch of random things? Or do I want to get two of the same box? Like, there's some benefits to both. And I haven't even done the preliminary, I want to paint the 5 that I own. And I'm already eyeing up more of them. So, I understand the dangers of window shopping. But I'm also not going to do anything until I'm done with the Skaventide. Because that's the whole reason I'm doing this. Is to motivate myself through a full launch box for once. Like, based on what I've seen, if I get the Alpha Strike and the, what is it, the 40th anniversary, and then another Alpha Strike, that's quite a few max. Well, yeah, that's what I was saying about the 40th. It looks like it's the same exact game, just the special 40th anniversary edition. It looks like it has the same contents. I might be wrong, but yeah, I've been looking at the different like clan mechs and Inner Sphere box sets, and there have been a few mechs that I like the look of, but to buy a box for one or two, I don't know. I have noticed that most of the ones that I really like the look of happen to be in the 2,000 to 3,000 battle values. Like, one of them has a king crab. That looked really cool. Yeah. I think I like the look of the locust and the puma. And then I guess the 40th also comes out with like a bunch of punch-out cardboard versions, because it's technically not required to have all the models look exactly like they're supposed to. But I'm just looking at all the different mechs and I'm like, that's why I'm curious if I got like 2 of the 40ths or 2 of the Alpha Strikes. Having duplicate mechs isn't a bad thing, right? I know, I need to not think about getting so many. It's like, yes, I want to buy, so many of them before I even get a chance to play. Yep, that sounds about right for me. But I'm gonna finish the Skaventide. I'm going to take a few days to enjoy the 5 models that I have. Get those painted up. Look into the 40th and Alpha Strike. And then from there, if I like it and I get a game or 2 in and I like it, then maybe another little bit invested in the game. But I need to do it in the right order. I need to get the Skaventide done first and then work on the 5 I have that I already have a color scheme for, but not mentioning it until I do the work on it. But yeah, there's so much to look into, because then there's also a Magic the Gathering deck I want to build, a commander deck, using Bria from Bloomborough. So one thing at a time. Okay. That would be funny. Yeah, depending on how long the Skaventide goes, I have an idea for a few things. It might take me a week after to get the video up, but I do think I'll do that as the first video back from the daily live streams. So, whenever I happen to get the live streams done, I'll need enough time to do that video. But painting 5 mechs and talking about the game shouldn't take anywhere near as long as, you know, say, building the Stompa that I have sitting way back there on a shelf. That's going to take a lot longer to work on. Like, I want to have the Stompa done by the end of October. So, I have a ways to go before I have to have that done. Yep. And I think when I do the hold on. 1 T. Okay. Battletech's going to be one of the first videos that I do back. I might kit bash the Abomination on streams. I'll at least try for the first one, and if it doesn't work, I'll do it as a video outside of that. But I think I'm going to try it as a stream. Oh, yeah. That's a worthwhile autocorrect. And I'll paint this guy up as a stream afterwards. The Terminator Interrogator. Whatever. Inquisitor. Sorry. But I'll have him cleaned up, and I'll do that as a stream as well. So, a couple of ideas for the future. But yeah, some projects will be... Some projects I think I'll do more for streams, and some really do deserve videos. So... Live streaming does take a little bit more of a technological setup. Space and all of that stuff. Like, if I didn't have a nice desk that I could have a computer and lights and everything right on it, I probably wouldn't be doing streams. And even with this desk, I'm still trying to figure out how to hook up all of the proper lighting and sound and all that stuff. It's a whole production. It is nice to just be able to come in, turn it on, and paint, instead of trying to edit all of the video and cut out all of the pauses and all that stuff, because, well, you're watching me live, you hear how often I take pauses. And then the color correct, like, what I see is not exactly what's showing up on screen. So... But at the same time, sitting down and painting, I can get a 2 to 3 hour video out of it in 2 to 3 hours. Whereas trying to get a 10-minute video edited could take me 2-3 days. So... Alright. I think I'm ready to start adding some of the metals to this. There's a bit more to go into something like that. I know when Handy has guests on, he has them going through Discord in a voice channel, but I'm not exactly sure how he sets everything up. Yep. So I'm getting the tinny tin ready. It was focusing, and then I moved it. There we go. Getting the metal ready, getting the music to start playing again. Grabbing some more tea. Hello, Sectorix. Aha, so you found a way to get it so it shows Sectorix. That's good. You came here just as I was going to show off. So it looks if I don't have the Loki, I would have a 5,000 battle value with the other 4. So how are you today, Sectrix? I am just now getting ready to put the tinny tin on my engineer. What have you been working on? Anything cool? Orcs. Okay. Yeah, I think I saw those in the work in progress, right? Well, 0 to 40K's work in progress. Um, okay. Yeah, I think that's a cool model. Um, I'll eventually build mine. Yeah, I. That is one thing. Other than a few models that I've purchased secondhand that are not complete, once I start painting something, I usually go to completion. I don't have very many models sitting around that are, half done. Looking for a wash or something. Um, But yeah, I try not to have models part painted. I try to get them all done. Oh, you're talking about a whole box. Yeah, I don't try to finish. I don't try to finish boxes until this one. Yeah, I have that Battle Force. I bought it secondhand and a few of the models had been built, but nothing had been painted. And, well, I have a lot of work to go on that. But when you decide in August or September that, hey, I want an orc army and I'm going to do 1,000 points for Orktober, and then you succeed and then go, oh, this is a good price on a lot of orcs. I'm gonna get that for next year. And you get that. Yeah, I have more orcs sitting around. Yep. But yeah, when the price is right, I mean, buy the models. When you get around to them, you get around to them. My old chair has lowered itself from the upper position to the lower position over the course of the last hour and a half. So, yay. I feel sinking. Sweet! More Tyranids primed. More biomass. Woo! I love hearing about people getting things done or working on things. It's just so great. Sounds good, sounds good. Yeah, somehow this one Skaven became another Skaven to paint as well. So if I don't finish this guy today, it's because I'm going to be finishing 2 tomorrow. Well, finishing half of that one, being that it's 2 rats and I'm only working on 1. But DC, huh? How's that place going? Yeah, based on what I've seen, inexpensive, cheap airbrushes aren't as good, so so yeah, I watched it too. What I realized was the airbrushes I have are probably going to be fine for what I want to do with them. But when I'm ready, I'm probably going to need to drop $200 or $300 to upgrade the brush and the compressor, because I'm using a little home improvement type of airbrush compressor right now, not airbrush. I have a little bit of control over the outgoing PSI, but it's not meant for airbrushes, and it's very, very loud, so I can't really do it inside. So it's fine when I want to make sure my tire pressure is good, or when I need to use like a house sprayer for paint. So like when I did the terrain, but it's not as good if I want to do it inside and for my airbrush very much. It's very loud. Ooh, project that I go, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I mean, there's a reason why I started building my AdMech and went, I would say that 80% of the projects that I purchase models for are in that category of I look forward to eventually getting to them, but I'm not in any hurry to get to them. So, like, I bought models for the other side, the larger combat version of Malifaux, also by Weird. And they're still sitting in a box. I have all of those Reaper Bones models. I paint a couple here and there, but overall, meh. I have a couple of large demons that came from the Reaper Bones. They are the only models on my to-do pile that I've put paint on and have not finished. Yeah, exactly. And like, I am technically working on the Horus Heresy army. Like, I have 2 models that are ready for a... Well, no. I have 7? 3? What? I have several Heresy models that are painted and ready for the wash. And I have about half of a Force worth primed, ready for painting. I have... But I don't need to actually work on them anytime soon. It's not like Heresy is a priority right now. No. They're just about the same size. Like, this is the engineer. Here, let me finish painting the barrel, and then I'll show it off. Since I have paint on the brush and I'm halfway done with the barrel. Okay. So this is the engineer. And if I hold them at the same height of base, they're almost identical in height and everything. Like the thing that sticks out versus the, they're pretty much the same size. So and then the clan rats are pretty much the same size too. The rat ogres are the same size as a storm fiend. Oof. Okay. Stretch and hit my light. Yep. So, yeah. I would say that the new Skaven models are very well in line with the old ones. I can't say that the other ones that they'll release are, because I haven't seen them yet. But at least for the Skaventide models, they are very well on par size-wise. Which is nice. Because I was able to pick up 40 of the old sculpt clan rats for $10 and an ethereal on sprue that I did not need. Because I had 5 of them. So $10 and a model for 40 clan rats was a very good deal. Yeah, I did not use any glue for any of the new models, except for where I wanted to fix some of the seams. A few of the models had a few gaps that I didn't like, and I glued them. But other than that, yeah, they just pushed right together. No, usually it's just a matter of the starter sets, the launch boxes having push fit. Most of the regular kits don't have that. So, if you want that kind of thing, you want to get the boxes that are push fit, the starter boxes and stuff. Oh yeah, he has armor under there. Oh yeah, and since there's more people here now, I will reiterate on Saturday, the 27th, I am going to start streaming at noon Eastern, and I will be doing probably 3-hour chunks-ish, but I am going to go for as long as possible and try to get through all 40 of the clan rats. That's my goal. So I will be doing like 3 hours on, an hour off for a meal and, you know, stretching and stuff, and then another 3 hours. And my goal is to have as many clan rats complete by the end of next Saturday as possible. So that will be noon on Saturday Eastern Time. But I am still going to do at least one paint session every day over the week as well. But I'm going to focus on everything other than the clan rats. And yeah, I am so looking forward to it. Yep. But yeah, I'm going to attempt to paint all 40 of the clan rats in blocks of 10. Starting Saturday, noon Eastern Time, the 27th. And I'm going to try for 3, maybe 4 3-hour blocks. Depending on how many clan rats I can get done in a single block and how tired I get. Oh yeah, I'm probably going to steal the teapot, the hot water kettle, and plug it in down here and just make tea as I need. And with noon being the start time, I'll have coffee as well, so those kitchen appliances might just happen to be in the room with me. I'll have a couple of quick cook meals prepared, stuff like that. But that's my goal. So, I mean, this is the 10th model I'm working on. And if I can get a couple more over the week done and 40 more on Saturday, that's going to be a lot of this box built and painted. Uh, what do you want to do with the Tyranids? Because there are a lot of different things that you can do. Like, what kind of gameplay do you want? Yeah, I mean, in 40k you can take 3 of any unit that is not battle line, and 6 of any unit that is battle line, and most of them can be doubled. Not all of them. Like the Desolation Squad and a few others are single squad. The Eliminators, I'm talking Space Marines here. Eliminators, you can only take a unit of 3. Whereas Tactical Marine, well, Tacticals, you need to take 10. But like, certain units you can take 2 of, double of, not just the minimum. But I think Zoanthropes you can take 3 units of 6. So maximum. Okay. So with the current rules for 40k, unless you are looking to play competitive, I would suggest find the Tyranids that you like the best, look-wise, and just get them. Their balance isn't amazing right now for playing without trying to go for secondaries, but they can be thematic and have a lot of fun just playing. And rules change all the time, points change, but the cool models are still cool models. Unending Swarm is really fun looking. It's going to be a lot of models to push around. And with the current way they made it, you cannot replace a unit more than once, which kind of ruins Unending Swarm. So I don't know if they're going to change that ruling, but you can only bring back 1 now. which is stupid. But that just happened with the most recent rules. So it's still fun to bring a whole bunch of swarms, but be aware that rules do change. And yeah, Eldar jetbike spam is hilarious. They die pretty fast though. But they can also hit pretty good on the way out. Yeah. If you really love the look of termagants, just get a whole bunch of them. If you don't like termagants but you like gene stealers, you can run a gene stealer heavy list. I mean, you can only run 30 gene stealers total, but you know, if you like that model, go for it. If you like the Pyrovore model, find a different place to buy them, but they're pretty cool. Because they're way overcosted cash-wise for the number of points that you actually field them. I still have old sculpt Biovores and Pyrovores. They're tiny compared to the new ones. But like, the Tyranids were really struggling to win because they would have to use the Biovore Spore Mine to get secondaries, and they were playing secondaries to try to win. Yeah. If you want to play Unending Swarm and have a whole bunch of termagants, I do suggest getting a Tervagon. Yeah, I used to buy warriors on eBay for $8 a piece. Oh, if only that price was still a thing. But what else? The rule of cool makes sure you have models that you really like and you'll get them built and have fun playing them. Even the worst models, like I was running warrior spam with my Necrons. Not Tyranids. Necron warriors right now are way overcosted because at the start of 10th they had an amazing reanimate and now they don't. Orc boys reanimate better than Necron warriors these days. But if you enjoy running a blob of 20 warriors, maybe 2 of them, you're not going to have a problem having that many warriors. They might not be amazing this edition, but they can still be fun and be on the board. Alright, so I played Crusade at the local gaming shop twice. Once with my Eldar and once with the Necrons. And we had weekly missions, and usually after 3 months they're done. So you usually do like 1,000 points, 1,500 points, and then 2,000. Or something similar to that. And it usually, with that group, we had, I think, 15 or 20 people both times. And by the end of that 3 months, it kind of fizzled. You knew who won and who didn't, and people were ready to move on and play something different. Because, I mean, 3 months of focusing on one particular force, and if you're doing amazing, you build up way stronger than some of the people who are doing horribly. So you can get about a dozen games before it's time to start over again. Yeah, I mean, Tyranids are my primary force. I have over 11,000 points of them. And if I take all of the Space Marines for Blood Angels, Dark Angels, and not painted yet, I have about 12,000 points. But it's split over multiple armies. And, yeah. I love my Tyranids. I just need to get more painted. But yeah, the level of detail I do on my Termagants and Hormagaunts is more than most people put into the, No, 12,000 points is just the goal for a lot of armies. Yeah, I don't think I've updated my pile of opportunity point value yet, but I think I don't want to screw up the computer by opening that right now. But yeah, across all of my 40k armies, I have, what, in the mid 50s, maybe 60,000 points? Yeah. Yeah. And also, I've been collecting for, what, 13 years? 14 years? I mean, I have a lot of models. Yeah. Like, if I go to the spreadsheet and look at what I had, well, I mean, or the video I had in December of 22, I had 3,038 models in my collection, and I have 5,100 now. So, in just under 2 years, I've collected 2,000 models. Yeah. A lot of those were purchasing used lots and having some, almost all of it was used, or a launch box. Used or launch box or battle forces at good discounts. The only things that I purchased at full MSRP are the Chainbreaker Lance, the Imperial Knight Christmas boxes. They're the only 2 boxes I've ever purchased at MSRP. Everything else was secondhand and at a discount. Or at a discount. Yeah, there we go. Okay. So a spreadsheet is good if you want to keep track of what you have. I like keeping track of what project I'm working on, whether it's finished or not, and I have a YouTube channel. If you need to keep track of what you have, it's good to have a spreadsheet. It's not super important, but being that I have one for each of my armies, and then I have it broken up into how many points it is and whether or not I've painted it. Like, that's important for me so that I can reference it. And when offered a good price on something, if I already have 3 Tervagons, do I really need another Tervagon? Can't field another one. I don't actually have 3 Tervagons, I have 2, and 3 Tyrannofexes. One of which isn't built, so I could theoretically do a Turvagon, but, you know. Ah. Paints. Where are you? Oily steel for the wiring. But no, it's easier to keep track of what you have in a spreadsheet once you need a spreadsheet. Oh yeah, I put a dot of black in this. Plus, I can share my spreadsheet with everyone so you can see what I have. If the link isn't in the description, I can post it in the Discord. But yeah, with a list or a spreadsheet, you can kind of make sure you don't buy more of something than you actually need. Orc and Field. I like that I can put down how many points it is and do a very quick army build that way. I can see which ones I have painted and which ones are built and ready to go. And I only have to update it every field manual update. I can also highlight whichever tile, whichever point values are that I want to build into a list, and it'll auto-calculate the sum, which is nice. Yeah. I pretty much opened the spreadsheet over here on that monitor and opened the field manual over on this one and go through each army one tab at a time and just scroll down. Spreadsheets are also nice because you can sort by column. So I can alphabetize the list and follow through the field manual alphabetized, and then change it up however I want for, like, if I want just the painted models to be shown, I can sort by that category. So it gives me a lot of flexibility once it's in there. It does take time to get it in there, but it's worth it once it is, for me. Alright, oh, I forgot that one. There we go. Okay. Other brush. Okay, I'm gonna do some speed paints now. I'm gonna do the hardened leather and grim black. The runic gray. the purple alchemy, and the dark wood. There we go. Gonna work through all of these. And then we'll see how much of these models are not done after that. Because that's quite a few paints to go through, so... And get to just look at the Night Questor. I'm pretty sure that's dried now. Or near enough. Yeah, that shield pops. And I really like the way that the torch came out. So, that's cool. Okay. Which I love the fact that that torch was a little pale sand followed by a light dry brush at the mid and heavy dry brush at the tip in black gray, followed by the Zealot yellow speed paint put on it. Like, that was super fast. 3 colors total, and it turned out that well. So that was pretty cool. Yeah. Like I said at the beginning of this, I want a nice battle-ready look on these models. It doesn't have to be competition standard. It just needs to be really nice on the battlefield. And this is totally within that point. I just need to do the bases. But that's pretty cool. So... And I love seeing how the journey's coming together one night at a time. I'll be able to look back at the end and just see how many streams I did and how long it actually took for each model. That's pretty cool, too. Okay. Yeah. I mean, when I start a model, when I finish a model, they're both progress. I have yet to have a stream where I didn't either start or finish a model. Well, once I stopped having to build. But that was I'm going to build this unit today. Or these units. Or, we were making progress then, too. Again, I'm just sitting down and working. I mean, there's a little bit of time spent talking to people. But, I mean, right now I'm focusing on this line. And it really is just a matter of sitting down and being focused on the task. It's really cool. I mean, I'm chatting with people, but I'm listening to music, and I'm painting, and I'm not checking my phone, or getting up to get something, or any of those other distractions. I mean, I'm just sitting here painting. Yep. I mean, you want to talk about really wild? A week ago yesterday, I was opening the box for the first time. Yeah, the new modern, these models, they were very clean. They didn't take very much at all to get ready to push fit. And then it didn't take much to build it because they pushed fit. So, if these were all several years old and not push fit, it probably would have taken me twice as long to just build them. Like, it used to take me 15 minutes to scrape mold lines on a single Termagant, the old kit. But I believe I built the total of this box in 15 hours? I think it was 5 streams? Because I just started painting on Friday, right? No, Thursday? I'd have to go back and check, but... No. Now I'm getting confused. I don't know. The box built up really fast. Yes, last Saturday was the first stream, but I was building that day. I'm asking, when did I get done building? Okay, music. Come on. Let's see. Let's see. Alright, so I did... The first day of painting was day 5. It was the 18th. So I have spent just about as much time building as painting at this point. And as far as my Hive Tyrant, it took me a full week to build and paint it. And that was a full week. So... Oh yeah. It definitely speeds up over time. Like, I listened to Squidmar talking about doing an hour paint job and having, like, 80 layers of paint on it, and I'm like, how? How do you do less than a minute a layer type of thing? Not that speed, but, like, some of the 24-hour challenges that I've seen, like, I'm sorry, I think it's amazing, but it's not something I could do. Or if I did attempt a 24-hour challenge, it would be, 4 hours a day for 6 days. Like, I'm running close to 3 hours now on the stream. I might be able to go for another hour. But... I'm also getting to a point where I'm not being quite as careful as I should be. And I'm out of tea. I still have some water, but out of tea. I mean, there's nothing saying you can't go back and do more detail. And there's also nothing saying that you ever have to go back and do anything else. Like, if I wanted to say that he was done right now, I'd be sad, but I could. It's my model. I need to do several more layers. I haven't done anything for their claws or teeth. All the buddy rats are done, though. I have Hive Fleet Skittle. I use all of the colors for that pattern. I showed you my blue Hive Tyrant and the yellow Screamer Killer and the purple Hormagaunts. I have green and red and orange. All of them. So, I liked the idea, and I didn't want to be stuck in painting one particular pattern forever. And so I chose a color palette that allowed me to do all of them. Yep. But that's why I also was able to, when I did the Neurothrope, I went with a blue-green for the stripes. And I can just choose a different paint whenever I feel like it for a unit. And I don't have to worry about matching that particular pattern because it's whatever color I decide to do. Oh yeah. There are so many cool looking color schemes for Tyranids. I've seen Xenomorph. I've seen Poison Dart Frog. The current craze is the the crab. what is it, coconut crab? Yeah. I mean, there's a ton of different patterns. I can neither confirm nor deny that. No. I am not currently working on a 5th Age of Sigmar army. No, I have 4 Age of Sigmar armies. If I were to get a 5th, I would have to say either Seraphon or a full list of Boingrots. Oh, I just... Is that? No, whatever. I'm good with it. Okay. Not questioning, not questioning. There was a detail I just saw on here that I don't think I'm going to paint, so I'm going to go with what I have. Yeah. Yep. But yeah, I have 4 Age of Sigmar armies. I have 2 at 1,000 points or more painted. At the end of Skaventide, I will have 3 at that 1,000 points or more painted, because the Stormcast is one of the ones that I don't have already at 1,000. I do still want to get my Cruel Boys, the cool boys. I'm painting them blue. I do still want to get them to 1,000 points by the end of the year. I do enjoy their models. I just need to have the motivation to actually paint them, because I would rather paint quite a few other things than them right now. But I'm also not going to force myself to paint them, because if I have 3 fully painted Sigmar armies, that's still pretty good. Or, 3 that I can play. That's not horrible. And I still have a ton of 40k armies, and the Heresy army, and the Battletech stuff I need to work on, and Starship Troopers and my Malifaux. So the cool boys are not as high a priority overall. But that doesn't mean I don't like the army, and I do still plan on painting it, just not right this moment. I didn't paint that. Okay. That's interesting. Oh, and you just reminded me of that other project that I haven't even considered in a few weeks. I do still want to eventually get some Burrows and Badgers minis. Wow, I'm getting paint all over his hand. Making a few mistakes. They're gonna be easy to fix, though. Yeah, what was it, a month or two ago? I was talking about how that was one of the, like, 3 large purchases I wanted to make this year. And how's that going for me with, looking into Battletech now? Yeah. It's just a matter of figuring out what I would actually want, because there are a ton of different sculpts that I love, and would I want to get any duplicates? Because if I did place an order, I would have to place it all at once to save on shipping. Because, you know, going across the pond and all. No, I remember going through their website and looking at them and going, man, I want this and this and that and that and this. And then clicking on the next page and going, and that and that and this and this and that. But, like, I know you build up your own little team for each, but, like, is there ever a time when you would want 2 of something? Okay. I do need to look into how you actually build. I know I saw something at one point that I read, like you can only take 4 badgers or something like that because they're large. But like, if I wanted to do a squirrel force, like how many squirrels do I want? Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what it is about the badgers, but that's why I'm not exactly sure what I would want to do. If I'm going to place a decent-sized force. Yeah. I mean, I don't expect to ever find anyone else that's playing in the area, so I would technically want to get like 3 or 4 different warbands and have options. It's one of the problems. It's like, how do you choose a limiting factor there? Yep. See, here's the thing. I think I could spend more on burrows and badgers than I could on Battletech. I'm also more likely to find someone else that'll play Battletech. So... Because I think I could pick up, 20, 25 mechs for Battletech and have plenty for 2 people to play. But to build several different bands for burrows, I think it would take more money and need more models for the variety. And the truth is, it might only ever be models that are sitting on a cabinet painted. So I might never even get the game going. Okay. Yep. And then, because the mechs can always be, this is a representation of this one. Like, I don't need to actually have 4 exact locust models to run 4 locusts. And like I said, if I just take the Loki out of the 5 I have, I do technically have a 5,000 battle value force. So, like, if I'm going for small games, I technically have one right now. So, having tons of extra options is cool, but they're options. Yeah. And I think any of the boxes with 4 or 5 models in it, so long as you really like 2 of them, it's worth getting. Because the extra mechs are extra. Yep. Yeah, the old AdMech and Gene Stealer Cult boxes were definitely better. Both of which were really expensive armies to begin with, so... the amount of stuff you get in it is not very good for trying to hit a 2,000 point army. Like, I think the AdMech one's only like 300 and some odd points. Where they used to have a tank in there, so it was a better value. Yeah. A combat patrol is $168 MSRP, I think. I think the AdMech one is 120 on Amazon right now. But that should tell you how bad it is if that's how much they have to discount it. Same thing was going with the Thousand Suns one. It has a bunch of Zangors, and people don't really care for the Zangors. So it's selling for less than other combat patrols would. I mean, I'm talking about getting a full other game system for the cost of a combat patrol. At the Amazon prices right now, I could get the Alpha Strike and the 40th and a clan or inner sphere box for the cost of a combat patrol. I mean, I have a Disciples of Tzeentch Age of Sigmar army. Those Zangors are ending up in that army. I just have to get around to painting them. I've already hit 1,000 points with the old rules, so I need to rebuild for 4th, but I already have 1,000 points painted. So they're kind of on the back burner while I get all the other armies up to 1,000 points. So but yeah, I don't have a problem with Zangors just in 40k. Alright. Yeah. See, at under $100, heck yeah, that's a great deal. I have Zangors because I had the Hexfire. Right. The one that was Grey Knights versus Thousand Suns. So I got that, and then I sold the Thousand Suns because that was the only Thousand Suns I had. And I honestly didn't need even more armies. Hey, I'm gonna just say, I have the Runic Grey on here, trying to dry, but I just need to do a wash on a little bit of the metallic. Oh, and I still have that to do. I still have this to paint. Let's see. Let's get this painted real quick. But I believe I am actually done with the model I was planning on painting today. I think it's done. This wasn't even supposed to be on the paint table today. Yeah, I have to say, I really wish that was that Combat Patrol magazine was available around here, because I would love 18 copies of number 1. Yeah, anyone want to get me 18 copies of issue 1? That, yeah, I'm thrilled with how they came out. I do need to do a null oil wash over the metal, I think. I think I'm going to do that before I call it a night. Because everything else is nice and detailed, and the metal's a little bit on the flat side compared to everything else. So I'm going to do that. But I really like how it turned out. So, oop, and then I drop it. Nuln. Where are you, Nuln? This is almost empty, too. It's, where is it? Like here. Like that far. But yeah, I'm gonna null oil over the metals, and he'll be done. And I'm okay with getting this done when I do the rest of the Giselles. I think I'm gonna work on the Reclusians tomorrow. And if the morning goes well, I might be doing it earlier in the day. So, again, worst case scenario, 7 p.m. Eastern. Best case scenario, maybe 2 p.m. Eastern. So, that's what I'm thinking. Reclusians tomorrow at one of those times, or, well, in that time range. That sound good to everyone? Well, here's the thing. If I do a 2 o'clock one, it'll probably be 2 o'clock until 5 o'clock, and then 7 o'clock to 10. Because usually if I do an early day stream, at least in the last week, I've followed it up with a second evening one. So I might actually go from start to finish on 3 Reclusians over the course of the single day. Just with that break in between. Because I am excited and I want to get them all painted. Cool. But yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I might do an early and an evening. and maybe get through those 3 models. And if I get through all 3 of those, I'll probably do the Memorians as well, because they're cool. Yeah, that's why I'm like, if I can get a bunch of copy 1, that would be really cool. Um, I have an idea for the Winged Prime. Um, because I need 18 Winged Primes, right? Um, but yeah, like I said, if I do an early one, it's not going to remove the later one unless I happen to start at like 5 or 6 o'clock. But if I can get if I can start by 2, I can do a 3-hour stream and then still take a break and do another one. So, and I am excited to get through all of this. So, if the opportunity arises, I'm gonna jump on it. Oh, I missed another detail. Mm-hmm. And I know that the music stopped. But yeah. Oh yeah, the detail. Alright, so he's not officially going to be done until tomorrow, because when I get that one, I will also get this one. Because that needs to be the glowing green. So, I'll let that dry and hit that tomorrow first thing. Because that'll need that little green added. But other than that, the model is done. And half of that model's done. Except for that green. And I should put my non-oil away before I spill it. But yeah. I hope everyone enjoyed another night of hobbying. I am amazed at how fast these guys are getting painted up. And 1 or 2 streams tomorrow. 1 stream on Tuesday. Probably around 5 or 6 p.m. Eastern. I keep saying Eastern just to remind everyone. Don't know what Wednesday will bring yet. But Saturday will be at noon. And as many as I can for that day. So, yeah. So until next time, I hope you find your bit of bliss.